Lahaina, welcome to our 2023 budget. Okay, well, welcome to November 2023 for whatever budget cycle we are doing this for, 24, 25. But what I did want to do is just welcome folks to the time to come this evening. So as you know, this is our budget hearing, which means you will be welcome to come and join us. We'll have a microphone placed up here. Please come forward and sign up if you haven't already signed up. Now, if you are not interested in speaking in front of everyone, you can fill out the form and send that in, and we'll take it with us back and send it to the department. So the format for tonight is please come forward, give us your testimony on your needs or your requests for the next budget cycle. This won't be an interactive so much setting, but what I will tell you is after you're done and after we're done with hearing this testimony, you're going to hear from all of our directors or deputy directors who also came out tonight, and that's so you can feel free to have individual discussions with any of them. So in just a short while, and their departments. So again, welcome. Sorry, I'm Richard Gibson. Thank you very much for taking the time to come out tonight. I know there's so many things going on. If you haven't already been out to the CNHA conference here this weekend, I think they sold out at 1,800 people, but you never know. Check in there if you want to buy. Tomorrow night we'll be right back here for our Wednesday re-entry and other topics meetings that we hold here every Wednesday. That starts at, do I know what time? That will be at 5:30. 5:30 tomorrow. We'll be right back here. And if you're really interested, we'll be in Hula Thursday night. We're there every Thursdays. That's the issues that are happening. So Shirley Blackbird, she'll be in charge of calling the order very shortly, but if I could put some directors to comments.
Hello everyone, our department, we have 200 employees. Our task is to deliver protected and manage the water system, delivering safe drinking water for our public health.
Good evening, everybody. My name is Shane Agawa. I'm the director of our department. We have 3 divisions. We have our wastewater division, which handles sewer service for all of you. We have our Hawaii treatment plant, and we serve all the way from Pu'amana to Kapalua. We also have solid waste division, which is our refuse, manage the transfer station at the Oluwala transfer. We have refuse service. We also have our EPNS division, which is our environmental protection division. Cycling, we have abandoned vehicles under there. We also have the environmental grants. So if any of you are interested in related projects, we have some grant money for you.
Hello everyone, Josiah Nishita, Deputy Managing Director with the County of Maui, also leading the county's recovery efforts. The Department of Management oversees the activities and operations of all the departments in the county, as well as some other agencies. We help to implement Mayor and the County Council's vision in implementation across our communities. We also oversee Information Technology Services Division. We run some grants, and we have a lot of other miscellaneous. Be happy to talk further with anyone following this meeting as well.
Aloha, I'm Maria Zielinski. I'm the Budget Director. This actually is a community meeting step of sharing and get together. Work with Budget Office, works with all of the directors and deputies, obviously the mayor and the rest of his administration. And of course, that is a culmination of a lot of the input from folks like you. And, and then we revenues are and what we need to spend. And we have to prioritize, obviously. So it's a very important job to do, and we hope we get a good budget going for fiscal 25. Keep working forward.
Aloha, good evening. Jordan Molina, I'm the director with Public Works. For Public Works, we operate the county's road, bridges, and drains. So we have a district operation out here. Those guys have been going nonstop since. We also oversee the county's building code subdivision.
Good evening, everybody. My name is Pat McCall. I'm the director of the Department of Parks and Recreation. We have 5 divisions. The Maintenance and Construction Division, which handles the smaller building projects and repair projects. We have our Recreation Division for all recreational services, and they also deal with handling the individual facilities throughout the county. We have our Planning and Development Department, which basically takes care of the future and all capital improvement projects. And we also have our Permits and Enforcement Division. And then the Administration Division, which we oversee all of those guys and make sure they work together and play nicely together. We have about 150 plus facilities across the county. So it's a fairly large department. And we're very happy to have you here tonight and listen to your concerns.
Got stuck with it again. I'm John Cope, Police Department. We have 5 divisions, including accounts, which is all the account work that you see. For example, payroll, things like that. But we also have purchasing division, DMV, which we're all familiar with and go to. And then we have RC's area, which is real property taxes, and my area, which is treasury. Work underneath the Air Brigade, but his name does a great job. And any questions you have about any of these functions, please come and see us after that. By the way, we do have about 190 in this department. So it's fairly good size. Thank you.
Good evening, everybody. My name is Salmalo Mataafa, and I'm the Deputy Director for the department. Like a couple departments before me, we do have a very large department that spans a lot of different stuff. Where our department manages we have 4 program budgets. So one is housing, the next one is human. Helping with the unsheltered to additionally, we have an admin program separate. If you have any questions, please feel free to reach out to me. I'll be here.
Aloha, Aloha, Lahaina. My name is Shane Dunawal. I am the Deputy Director of Parks and Recreation. And I am here because I have to drive my Kupuna Director out here for you guys. So we'll be talking to you guys when we're here, whatever you guys need. Mahalo.
Good evening, my name is Gary. Department of Planning. Planning department is about 8 plus people. As well as manage. The department itself works also zone management, SMA, that arena, as well as other projects. More the department supports a number of different, including have any interest in volunteering or know people who would like to volunteer, let us know. There's both the planning department itself.
Hello and good evening. I'm Kaunai Batangan, Deputy Director of Transport, oversee the county's public transit operation. There are 6 of them: the Maui Bus Fixed Route Program, Paratransit Program, our commuter program, the Human Services Program. We also oversee the Air Ambulance Program and the Park Maui Program. I'm here to answer any questions after the.
Good afternoon, everyone. My name is our department. 523. We have counseling and drafting, who is responsible for county departments as well as over 40 boards, commission. We also have a litigation side. That can extend from state courts, federal courts. And we also have a risk management division. We also house the Board of Ethics now. Also, unit. This time we have we only have a. Thank you.
Hi, good evening, everyone. My name is Cynthia Rosa Porter. I am the Director of Personnel Services. We have 22 employees in our office, and we support 20 plus departments with hiring, recruiting, administer the civil service exams, represent the county at collective bargaining negotiations. We have 2 divisions. So we have technical services. They're the people that administer the exams, and then the receptionists for our hosting job fairs, recruitments, and we have our professional staff that with grievances. So I'm here to assist and answer any questions that you may have. Have a good evening.
Hello, my name is Lane Silva. Kaho Hano. He's capture, deportation, self-service, and consumption. There are 3. Enforcement, licensing, for services.
Aloha, my name is Patience Kahula. I am in the Development Block Grant Program. We are 1 division, 3 staff deep. This is our federally funded
I think that's everyone. So we'll set up a mic for the testimony. I did also want to acknowledge your council member for West Maui out here, Mara Paulton. So thank you, council member, for also taking the time to join us. I know we don't have our fire and police folks here, and I know you know the stations are right across, but we've had a fatality, crash on the roads. So I'm sure our police, fire are not being with us. They normally come to all of our budget. And then I also wanted to just share one thing about our budget. So this budget cycle that we started was on July 1st, as you know. And then after August 8th, I asked these flying directors and deputy directors to cut each of their budgets by 5%. They had not had their budgets even a month, or just had it over a month when they were asked to do that. What I want to clear up is that none of them cut any social services or grants that had already been awarded to those. So I just wanted to clear that up. Now we're getting ready to submit the next budget, as you all know. While they have not been asked to cut their budgets anymore, they have been asked to maintain a flat budget, so submit the same budget that they did. The reason for that was because we know we were going to experience some revenue shortfall as a result of what's happened to us. So taking that into account, trying to get ahead of that is what led to that. Now, obviously, please feel free to make your request tonight. Please understand that they're all working under those.
Again, let me introduce our budget. We've got Christina Kabat, who was sitting at our check. We've got Leslie in front of me. And then, of course, my budget director. My name is Joan. And so we're going to start with our testimony. And just to let you know, our testimony, if you feel that you want to go over, you're kind of mindful for everybody's want to take up too much. So our first testimony this evening is Joan Johnson.
Aloha, Mayor Kasson and administration officials. My request, President of our West Maui Hospital, is a simple one that requires no financial outlay. Prior to the fire, we were poised to move forward with the county's virtual portion of the state's $20 million special purpose revenue bond. I drafted boilerplate language based on other similar agreements at that enterprise. I realize that given the chaos following the fire, you had your hands full. I've also been made painfully aware that the lack of a hospital for the fire, but now it's a full-blown crisis. The mental health issues alone are so serious that they're leading to heart attacks, drug overdoses, and suicides. On our hospital medical site inspection with USDA, Pfizer, DHHS, we toured the existing healthcare facility, as well as those proposed by Pfizer, which are all. I can't tell you how alarmed we all were when we saw the looming healthcare crisis staring us square in the face. I'm begging you to take move this guarantor agreement forward. The USDA loan not be granted without it. It does not require upfront funding. Failing that, we will need $20 million county grant funds or a $10 million challenge grant where we will seek matching funds. In the face of adversity, we're called upon to do extraordinary things. While we may have no control over what happens to us, we do have control over how we live. West Maui has been there year after year, providing for the fiscal needs of our county. Now it's time for the county to be there for us. Positive come from the disaster. The people of West Maui need you now. Don't disappoint them.
Lumpkin.
James Lumpkin. I don't have testimony prepared. I know these events. Younger people here. County of Maui's kind of, I'm a resident of 18 years, Las Vegas, Nevada. Been very disappointing. Counties. Finally getting involved, finally came here at 25, enjoyed the bars, but rules are super weird. Can't dance on them. Roads are a disaster. Phenomenally bad. Day in, one way out. And now you open the West Maui area for tourism with 50% of the roads that we had before. Bypass being incomplete roads. That was emergency exits that we would have had if it had been completed over the last 30 years that it's been in planning. I understand the problems. I understand the land rights and everything. But that moves us to housing. Housing's a fail in Maui. Working for a hotel, you can't afford a rental. Decisions have been made by mayor after mayor, council after council, committee after to not support the housing for people that live here. Astonishing. Where pricing is at, it does not match what people are earning. That's not good. The water system, we need water. Like, we need the water to go to Ulumalolele. We need to have green spaces, parks and recreation to be, and the water's going to hotels and houses in Laniapoco that are supposed to be agricultural, and they bring 3 palm trees and some plumeria trees called ag. That's embarrassing. The permitting, it is taking too long for anybody to get permits for anything realistic. Trying to get grants, attending meetings is very difficult. They're not well published. The outreach for letting people know there's meetings and getting testimony, and it's very difficult to attend or become interested in. I basically am here just to say that everything so far in my 18 years has driven me to finally attend these, and I'm frightened of public speaking. I don't like to do it. My voice is shaking, my body's shaking. But I hope everybody behind me, some of these people have been watching and listening to and seeing attend meeting after meeting, they've inspired me to be here. And we have to speak, and so this is my opportunity, and I thank you all for being here.
Thank you. Next, Michael. Michael, just stay there.
Hello, everybody. My name is George Tony. I've been in West Maui 60.5 years. I married a local girl on the plantation base. We work hard. Our house burned down like anybody else, but we don't give up. We keep on going. But one day, I give some paper to our new mayor over here, and what bothers me the most, the flood channel never gets complete from Lahaina, Luna to Womana. It's a missing link where our Senator Inouye when built the inlet, and he also built the outlet. The missing link was in planning for so many years, and salt conservation would not push the county any harder to do something in reality. If we have a flood rain, South Lahaina will be in the mud. And we had that back in 1969, where our subdivision was actually cane field was underwater. Remember those days, I didn't forget. That's why we never built a house over there. They were fortunate. This time everything burned down. So please make the flood channel. Get it going. I know you have federal money, but somebody in the county has to push a little harder if possible. I hope, Mayor, you'll be able to do it in your term. You only have 3 more years, and then it's all over again. Everybody tried, but it didn't come to fulfillment. And help the people for housing. It's been a chaos all along. Pioneer Meal sold everybody a house lot to their employees, plus some local. And after that, everything went stop. And our council people stopped Peter Martin for building subdivision on his land, which is free. The catch, nothing is in the way. I know we have a problem with water. The county cannot supply water for Peter Martin because the county doesn't have none. And I understand for Little Lehua is the next subdivision they try to build for affordable rental or housing, but they don't have the water yet unless it rains. And if it doesn't rain, we have nothing. You got to do something about it. I don't know, maybe talk another 3 years, but it is sad. I don't want to be, what you call it, hurt anybody. You have a good people working for you. They try hard. But everything is always with the outdoor circle, the nature boys who doesn't help us, nothing, Sierra Club, who is against everything you want to do, and other activists who like to stop us if you want to do something good. Since you are a church, you know how to fix that. Help us out. Thank you.
Elizabeth Ray. Aloha. I'm becoming. You guys recognize me like you. Mayor. After pleading for housing and making aware of the status of the West Side residents, I demanded which department was in charge of tourism. I asked for a raise of hands who was responsible. No one admitted. Not one person would raise their hand, not one department, of course not. Because it is shame. What have we done for our local Hawaiian people? Our grandsons and daughters of the elite born and raised in the royal capital of the Hawaiian kingdom, and the others who have fought, planted for, and advocated for their land, and helped sustain Lahaina still even now. What about the families of the children right here that I have taught in Lahaina? What have we done for their housing crisis, even before the destruction of Lahaina? I plead with you today. I have met with strangers. I have reunited with friends and student parents, all who have lost their homes. All are depressed, worn, and struggling to survive in fear of where they will have to go next. Because there is nowhere to go west side. There's not enough affordable housing for the 6,700 still displaced. Please make the short-term vacation rentals long-term affordable housing a priority for your people. I'm going to go deeper. Everyone's story is tragic and there are levels of anger. My 13-year-old student staying at the Hyatt had heart problems
died twice and survived. He was kicked out of his hotel 2 days ago. My friend staying at the Hyatt now has Crohn's disease, worse every day since he died that day. Shocked there in the devastation for 6 days with no resources. Some people have lost their children. I met a woman who lost her baby and cannot cope and fights addictions that are in the places she shelters. Some have gone further to jump off rooftops of their hotels and OD in their rooms. Their mental state's completely gone. One man lost his girlfriend while relocating from hotel to hotel 5 times in 1 month. He is shaken, says he can't forget how dark it was at 5 p.m. that day of the fire because of the smoke. He can't forget the flashing lights and the sound of bombs because he is shell-shocked. So many of us are shell-shocked. I watched this man get ignored over hell while trying to order with his wristband. The angel, he bought me my burger with his wristband because I was fishing for Lahaina. He wanted to talk. This Hawaiian warrior survivor should not have been served before the tourists or the rich because of what he has overcome and who he is, because his people, and do so very much better at taking care of it than the mark the tourists leave behind, which is triggers and scars. Please help us, 80% vacation on this island.
In Austin.
I want to touch on the fact that I believe they're currently up Kilauea Mountain. We need that for when the cleanup starts, and a lot of community thinks we doesn't need to go with that. You guys need to find federal funding for that. We also need underground poles for our electric. Probably already been. So is a pole. You guys won't get this right. Do it right the first time. Federal funding can come from that as well. We also need a full-time, well-paid position for the rest. Within that as well, we need money in the budget to take full control. We don't want, nobody in the community wants our water in control of private entities. And we should be in control of every single. That can put any of our back and forth with Peter Martin in. And that could go into budgeting, planning for that. And we can also think that you guys should probably budget some money in there. That's what you were scared of for converting short-term. That's why you're not doing it, because you're worried. It seems like you're more scared of losing money or. I've worked in tourism for years, and at Thursday, are we selling our souls? I'm going to tell you what, a lot of people that I work with, the community gets the short end of the stick, and guys pull in, will come first. We're working in that to bring that tax money in, and no one's mental capacity is okay right now to serve Mai Tai to these. Don't care while our community is suffering. Don't take care of this community in this budget, in this next year. We are going to have droves of tourism, of people that work in tourism walking away, and I'm going to lead that fight. No one will be left to serve these people. Also, every other day, people are moving off island that are working within tourism. Who is going to serve these? Don't take care. It's real. You're not going to have any money coming in from tourism. Everybody's going to be stacked if we don't get people housed and take short out of the market. People do it in all other countries. And I'm going to tell you what, we are Lahaina strong. If we do nothing, the more strong we're going to get.
For having here to testify on what we need for our budget. Obviously, we have a serious problem, as the mayor had mentioned. There's and to ask all these departments to do a 5% cut on their budget and have a county revenue shortfall. Therefore, obviously, the county doesn't have a budget to handle what we need to get our people back where we need to be for the short term and the long term. What we need is money. We need the county to get more federal funding that is to help us. They took our kingdom. America took our kingdom, so they need to put up. If they took us, they need to help us now. They want us. Right now, we're going to continue fishing for housing in Kaanapali so that we get the funding that we need. Hopefully, it can help the county get the money from the feds. We're going to make a difference. We're going to educate the tourists.
Aloha and mahalo for. I just want to say thank you so much to all of the amazing people working in the county. I don't think that your budgets should be cut at all. I know that you guys have been working so hard to support our communities, and you guys need staffing increases. And so I will never support decreasing the budget for our county departments. Instead, I don't like to just think about things. I like to propose solutions. There is going to be a lot of money available coming in from the federal government. There are a number of ways to write grants and look for all of the pots of money that have, it's not a time to cut budgets and demoralize folks who are working. If their staffing isn't up to par, then that means they're doing 2 or 3 people's jobs, and they're staying late to fill out forms and submit grants and things like that. And they need staffing to be able to properly serve our community. And so I think that it's not time to cut, that it's time to instead use a different C word and be creative and really go after, hire more people and hire folks, grant writing and financial specialists, so that we can take advantage of all the things that we lose out on. I'm sure if there was an assessment on how many opportunities that are lost because we don't have staffing who are focused on increasing financial input into the county, that you would be able to see that we don't need to cut the budget and that we could actually increase it. So I don't want our county. I think that it is imperative that we invest now into our communities, especially West Maui, so that we prevent tragedies like this from happening and protect the financial well-being of our county. And there will never be a less expensive time to make those investments than now. And if you want to look at how many billions of dollars that was lost versus how many billions of dollars that we should have been investing all of this now, no one wants to hear we don't have money. We want to know, how are you going to go after the money that is needed? Increase taxes on hotels and tourism-based businesses. That whole industry was brought to our community and said, like, this is going to improve quality of life for our residents. And it hasn't done that. We've faced the impacts of all of those, all of these empty promises that were brought to us. So we need to flip the script, and we need to tax them more heavily than ever before, because the quality of life for our residents is what needs to be the priority. I would like to advocate for our parks, and it might sound kind of a strange request to think about, like, all of this, like you're advocating But let's look at what parks have done for our community in this time of need. One, when we had to evacuate and there was nowhere else to go, lucky that there were shoreline parks and parks for folks to evacuate to. And then those same parks have held space for our community and provided services. And so we need to take care of our parks. We need to have more parks, and we need to consider that nothing is built in the Slovakia, and instead that be park and open space. Like, we need to envision what we want our shorelines to look like in the future. And that will increase resiliency, level rise, and coastal erosion. It will provide quality of life for our residents. Number one most used area by visitors and residents is our parks, is our ocean resources. And so we need to, and I understand, like, everyone's like, oh, well, parks cost money to maintain and acquire and to staff and to take care of. Park Maui was created so that we could charge visitors for parking and have revenue generated from that, and hundreds of thousands of dollars can be generated every single day if we are charging our visitors for parking. And that can then come back to our county departments and help support not only transportation and the parks department, but other departments as well. And I just ask that, or if you look at our county budget, historically, West Maui has brought in the lion's share of the county budget. And right now, we need to prioritize West Maui in every single budgeting decision that is made. And number one is housing. And you know how the county can help provide housing? Is they can invest in the infrastructure that is needed. Right now, interest rates are rising, and a number of projects are having trouble moving forward because they lack infrastructure. And that is something that the county can do. The county can also go after, there are at least 5 pots of money that I'm aware of for infrastructure. And that's where you can go. So I don't think our community wants to hear, cut the budget and there's no money. Let's be creative and find that money. Lastly, during 2018 fires and floods, I hope that we will take lessons that were learned the hard way from 2018. How much our community came out and warned about what just happened to us. And if you look at a number of the reports that were written, if you testimony that community members came out and gave to the county council, and how upset people were, the administration, over how all of that whole situation happened, I hope we can take those lessons and really not let all of the opportunities for FEMA money and other protections for our environment, access money, go away because of missed deadlines. And that was a significant error made back in 2018, that we did not harness a lot of that funding. And so I think that we have proposed a number of here. And so it's not just, please spend more money, spend more money. We're also saying, like for West Maui, and I'll use the analogy of, like, if you have 3 kids and one of your kids in the emergency room really sick, all of your love and your attention goes to them. And it's not that you don't care about your other kids, but they're the one in the emergency room. So West Maui is the one that's in the emergency room right now. And we need all of the other that are out there to be put on the side. And they say, tell where some priority is, follow the money. And so this budget, we will be following the money and seeing if West Maui is really a priority. West Maui a priority.
Adam Hill. Adam.
Aloha. Leaders of the community for being here with the community. This is a small turnout today. I know that there was an accident and I know the weather, but my name is Ahmed Morsi. All my friends call me Adam. My Hawaiian name is Ke'ola Maloa. I'm a former New York City firefighter. I have been receiving letters from the World Trade Center medical monitoring program from Fire Department headquarters in New York City. 22 years later, I have to report to FDNY headquarters every medical. I have surveys and just letters and papers if anybody wants to take. But this is the most recent stuff that was just mailed to me last week. I mention that because obviously 22 years later, we're still obviously dealing with this as firefighters. I mentioned this the other day. 343 New York City firefighters were killed on September 11th. 22 years later, 343 New York City firefighters have died because of cancer, pulmonary issues, and suicide. That is just New York City firefighters. That does not include police officers, rescue workers, civilians, people who work in New York or around the country on that day, specifically just fire department. Just to point out, 343 firefighters is more than the amount of firefighters on the island of Maui right now. Just to put that in perspective, because it's all about resources. I've been hearing a lot of phenomenal ideas, Mayor, from the community. All of them have to do with housing. Every single one of them, in my opinion, brings a solution. I think that these solutions need to be implemented because they're right in front of our faces. It's not some kind of imaginary math. One of the things that I personally did not hear from every single one of the leaders here is zoning. Who deals with zoning? Because as we heard, people get away on agricultural land with their McMansion houses, their McMansion swimming pools on agricultural land. But meanwhile, if you wanted to put a tiny home, whether on a trailer or off a trailer, and actually work the land, you're not even allowed to do that. We're talking about 2, 3, 5 acres, nothing crazy, in front of our face in a gated community with Kapuna that are up there that people can't even go. On the key map, it says that this is a archaeological site. That is a grave. I know it because I've seen it with my own eyes. I know a lot of people haven't seen it because it happens to be in a gated community. One of the themes that I have been mentioning every time I speak is this idea that we are really feeling that we are second-class citizens. We feel that. It's not something that's imaginary. I personally dialed 911 on the 8th, Mayor. When nobody came, I put on my old man outfit and I went out and I have not stopped. And I will not stop. I cannot stomach leaving the West Side. I see solutions, whether it's tiny homes, whether it's construction projects. I have a list. I know who owns land, who owns a construction company, Who wants to donate land? Who wants to donate supplies? Who wants to give big equipment? Let's make it happen. It's not some kind of magical formula, really. It really is not. And again, I think one of the things that's bleeding in front of our faces is first-class citizens getting away with what they can because they can, so they do it. I don't know what the incentive is for either side, but again, I hear and see solutions on a daily basis. Listen to the community. They are driven and community-minded. I think one of the big things that we feel is that we're just lacking support. Support because we can move forward with a lot of these projects and we can manage it. We just want the support and the breath of fresh air to say, go, what you need to do. Aloha.
And Nakoa.
Hey guys, I say piss off. Bottom line, capital P. Okay. The car that just gave mail from behind over there, the suicide hotline, the county page on Instagram. When you guys say you guys look on top, you guys don't pay attention. On your guys' Instagram, on your guys' Facebook site, to put that number. To put that number, the suicide number, on top of your guys' website. Because we're losing people every day to that. Okay? So pay attention. Listen. Oh yeah, I won't talk more than 3 minutes. My bad. Like Kai said, we are number 1 or 2 tax generator in this whole state. The whole state, not just decided, the whole state. Hey guys, Bali, because of the tourism that we like, you guys like go make happy, and then we suffer. My daughter get kicked out of her hotel room because of the tourism and because you will go open up phase 2 and 3. Oh my Lord, we're going to be pissed off. More pissed off than we already are. Okay? Some governor, some opening up tourism. Yeah? You guys throw the ILW under the bus. You guys throw the Filipinos under the bus. This guy talk to everybody. ILWU. Okay? I don't work over there anymore. I'm not a representative, but they still come talk to me. They're all saying it already. Like Katie was saying, she quit because she couldn't handle dealing with these tourist guys. Yeah? So you're not listening again. Okay? Again, today, talk to your housing response, whatever, the deputy director from housing, the deputy director from public works. They never know about the meeting that they get tomorrow. Is your administration be talking story to each other? Kalau Jamal she make, I never know. Oh, she should know. She's in that building. When all of a sudden, the 9th floor, they close. That's our building. Yeah, so you should talk story. Talk story in your own administration. Yeah, you can put all these guys over there, but you guys don't talk story about. See. Long-term temporary housing. We've been trying to work for that since August 9th. Yeah. I bought a lot of planning, I bought a lot of public work, and the housing. Yeah. Guess what you made on emergency proclamation? The governor made on emergency proclamation in July. Was supposed to help deal with more housing quickly. Yeah, but that was in July. So who you gonna go and certify? The corrupt developers? Yeah? But all of a sudden, now we get this, we had all these fire. We, the that's the one you guys will make. Us guys like build homes, temporary housing, like Brother said with all the egg land. You guys get that. State get that. Yeah? So work with us. You guys said in the very beginning, you guys all stop walking around with the sleepy guy, fighting. You guys all said that day. Community driven. Government supported. We driven. You see overdrive right now. We're going crazy. But we're getting no freaking support from you guys. Zero. Another thing, yeah? Well, the budget, yeah? Talking about. Make sure we give an evacuation route for all the 3 schools up in Lahaina Civic. Yeah? Today, big win. Big win. Last week, you guys said you were supposed to get win. You had to cancel school. Today, you got to cancel school. But I know plenty parents who never take their kids to school because of this high win. Yeah? You can talk to me down at Carla Poly, see if I need help. I got to stay home, watch the kids, because you guys, the school was unsafe. Yeah? Not listening again. Right now, we only have one road, Tiawi Street, and we can come into Lahaina and go out of Lahaina. And it just that alone, barely going to handle us, the local traffic. But no, you like to open them up to the tourism. Now you get crazy ass traffic. Mean traffic. Yeah, and nobody, sorry, nobody, nothing, I still get traffic free. Unreal. They went in and out of Lahaina. But your guys is brilliant ideas to open them up to tourism. The last budget you guys made, Puka, $1 billion. Puka. Yeah? So, why? When I talk to the housing, whatever, the new group you just formed, tell me and my development team that no more money. You gotta donate your product, gotta donate your services. Yeah? But then we get 2 developers, yeah? One almost bought a project, and he asked him for $40 million. The other is a million guy, and he asked him for $50 million, and you're ready to get $18 million. Oh, what does the housing director say? Oh, you guys got to compete for that funds. Oh, all of a sudden you get money now. That's all the kind. The guy said, the housing team, whatever you inform, tell me no more money. Oh, she's the deputy director of public works. He wants to say no more money. But then you get the housing director say they got to compete. The 2 developers. Why? You don't like work with us locals, you don't like work with the community, you don't like work with these crooked developers. Yeah. I know there's no more kids inside here. Yeah. There you go. This is my freaking fuck mayor BC. Piss off, crap. Piss off. Left one message on your phone. Almost what? 1 month ago. No one responds. Yeah? Nothing. So you're not listening.
Our last testifier, Stephen West.
My name is Stephen West. I'm here on behalf of members. Thank you, all you deputy directors, county staff. They're desperate times. And like our president told us, desperate times, you have to be comfortable. It's been very uncomfortable for this community, workers that are back at work. We'd like to ask for, at this point, childcare for the kids. Many of the homes, multi-generations, empties, uncles, watching the kids so people could work 2 and 3. But that's not there. Like one of the other testifiers said, that not be a workforce here, and they're already leaving. Like before, we need hope, but long-term solution. And it's not going to fix everything, but it's a start. I would hope that you put that in your budget. This other thing that I testified about last meeting was that everyone that's lost a home shouldn't have to ask for the planning department to waive the reconstruction permits. Shouldn't be any fees attached to the rebuild. That provision's there, the code in the HRS. So that would be the other thing. And personally, as a long-term solution, we need housing. And I have to agree with a lot of the other testifiers. We need these short-term rentals to come to an end, and long-term housing for people. There's no easy way around it, and I know it's going to be a very difficult decision to make. Not that it's going to be easy or hard, but it's just the right thing to do. Because we're hemorrhaging our keiki, our families that have lived here all of their life, and grew up in Lahaina. Hard to come over here. Us, but I don't want to belabor it anymore. Thank you all for your hard work and your dedication to this county and the members. And I think together we can get through it. A lot of really good ideas here. I think this community can rebuild, but we just have to be open to maybe trying something a different way. For your time. Well.
Thank you. We got DeAndre Akakū. DeAndre? Jeremy, yeah.
So a suggestion for you guys before my 3 minutes start. Can the county please have some kind of counseling services for testifiers? I don't know if you guys saw that. Amahini was suffering, going through suicide. I would strongly recommend if you guys could have some kind of counseling service here whenever you guys are having. Because this is bad, it's horrible. So before I get going, The same thing I did with the county council meeting. Can I, guys, try to take a look up there. Get that sign up now. Please, everybody, take a look. Maui Invitational, Maui Gym. The local people up there. Cater everything to tourists in West Maui. Everything is designed for tourism. What the fuck we were? What the fuck do we matter? Sorry for my language, but how do we manage him? Where do we lie? You guys updates. That's the locals lie. Funding MVB, funding HTA, we give a portion, whether it's directly or through our taxes, our hotel room tax. What about us? So one of the answers, why you cooling neighborhood? Shane, know what section I. That was the last county-funded housing project in Maui County, 1970 and 71. You guys really make affordable housing. You want county-driven development. Eliminate the third-party developers. Right? Developers need to make a profit. Delete them, remove them from the process. Do not offer turnkey homes. Offer 3 options. Turnkey, 2-in-1 that can be added on, or lot only. Get builders like me that I can build my own house at 1/3 the cost. Right now, the average cost, if you guys not aware, is $500 to $750 per square foot. If I was to hire a contractor, hire myself. If I was to hire a contractor to build my existing square footage, it would cost me $1.2 right now to build my house in Waikulu. Jane knows how small those houses are. 1.2 million, guys. So everybody knows I'm so underinsured. My insurance is only $410,000. That's all I can get. But how are these other homeowners going to build? Those are the 3 options. This Kulelehu is a great idea. But the developer will make money on the end. They're renting for however many years, right? Not selling. People not going to get it there. They're going to rent, and we need the housing. I'm not saying that. You guys losing out is company going. Right? Next option. Anybody out of state that has 2 or more properties on Maui, increase the tax rate. The first property, increase it by 100% on the second property, increase it by 400% on the third property, and so on and so forth. Exponentially. Guys, they talk about budgeting. Parks Department. Parks. Yes, sir. Let's budget him, his department, so our kids can actually play in our park. I used to coach soccer. Oh, Mr. Mahafal over there. I used to coach paddling. I help out with football. We fight every season on where our kids can play. Go on. Number 2, water department. Water. Let us get everything tied into one system. Mayor, how is it fair? Tourists coming in, giving their hot tubs on, their hotel room, some food, while our kids cannot play in a park. We gotta play in dirt fields. Lahaina baseball doesn't have anywhere to practice right now. How is that fair? How come the tourists are Maui Stadium, the second-class citizens? What about us? Yeah. Kupuna housing, elderly housing. We had Hale Mahaolu. Believe another unit down by Front Street, right behind Front Street. All we get is, how are we going to keep how are we going to keep us here in the future, in the next 10 years? How are we going to be here? Sagawa retires. Where he going to go? His kids kick him out of his house. Housing for our elderly. You guys saw everything on it. I'm not going to repeat that. But the planning department, you guys need to get on board with them for better planning, roadways, infrastructure. Just the roads in Mill Camp is horrible. The roads forget Lahaina Ridge. They didn't fight Kulelehua. They wanted one entrance in and out. Kulelehua actually offered them an entrance into that one emergency exit to their neighborhood. Wanted nothing to do with it. Because us locals is second-class citizens to the Lahaina Ridge. Yeah, that's the kind of world we live in on this side. Like I saw Maui County put on social media that they are looking for commissioners and board to apply. This is your board right here. Listen to the people. You guys saw the meeting at the West End, the county council meeting. Everybody said the same shit. We don't need one paid position for these guys. Just listen to us. We went to the West Maui planning thing that West Maui community plan. What the fuck is that? So the whole thing with the commissions and boards that we're afraid of, we do all this work and you guys just throw it away. I know it's not you guys, but it's the county or whoever else. So why are we going to put joint commissions and boards when no action is taken? As a school teacher for 23 years, every time you're a new superintendent, oh, we're going to implement this, that, and nothing happens. So your kids suffer, your grandkids suffer. You guys like funding, are requesting funding for better. Yeah? Whether the state provides it or the county can provide it. Let's provide safer infrastructure for the kids. Not this one road in, that alternative road that they created down Mango Line and come down. That's bullshit. There's no that. So on top of that, let's finish the bypass. Push the state to finish the bypass. I believe it was DOT Director Sniffin that said the bypass completed as long as. That's how he feels about us. A bypass would have saved lives, guys. So let's fund that. Let's add more budget. A budget, big budget increase for the planning department. How are they going to fast track permits? The personnel that they have. How are they going to do zoning? How are they going to do anything with the personnel? They cannot even enforce all the fuck ups that's in. Guarantee all of you guys' houses, you guys struggle for parking. You guys neighborhood, you guys don't struggle for parking. Means you guys live in a high-end neighborhood. Because I fight once a week with my neighbors for parking. Like literally, retro blows. That's shame. Our neighborhood, why you put on Annika Road? There's no parking. How do you think of Kilauea Malka? Have any of you guys driven up Kilauea Malka? You cannot get an EMS vehicle on some of those roads. Where is the enforcement? 2 houses above my house, the actual home, on the road. Where was the planning department and enforcement? 2 feet from the road, there's a 10-foot easement from the road to the boundary. That means they went into the easement. So let's budget the planning enforcement and for work. Let's put this in context, guys. I feel if the construction workers, if they build 1 house a day, 1 house a day, like, complete, it will take us over 11.5 of houses that's lost. Think about that. 1 house a day we finish. Take us over 11 years to build the homes. It's 3 months after the fire. Still struggle every day. But I can get that letter of eviction from the hotel. Because the tourist money matters. Me and the mayor has talked about this. I understand there's limitation. You just gotta put your feet down and say, let's move. Starving. Mental health is real, guys. Put this out there. Majority of you guys working. End of the day, whatever decisions you make, you guys going home to all your family, all your family.
till I get removed. I don't know that date. Some of these people getting removed already. A county over there, we removed, we helped relocate 13 families last week with no support from anybody. Him and his crew will help these families relocate. The mind fuck that does me. Think about this. What you do with your wife, your husband, you guys will sleep every night. That's all we do. Every day we're waiting for you. Trauma, guys. Compounded trauma. Last thing. Whatever you guys plan, unsuccessful until you guys tie in the water. All these private purveyors literally tie back into the company. Sort of fuck up that the governor did with Kaleo Manuel. Why is there no active investigation with that? Don Chang does not have the ability in her seat to board a commission. Why is that not being investigated? Why is it not being investigated that the Attorney General and the governor later admitted that they forced her to? So until we tie in the water, everything you guys plan will fail. How are we arguably the second wettest spot in the world? We're on the 6th, I believe, water restriction. My lifetime. Now, correct me if I'm wrong, water department. In the last 5 or 7 years that we've been on water restriction. Because growing up, Shane, we never was on water restriction. Always West Maui Aquifer going to Kihei, fill up the Grand Wailea's pool. Now, the USGS said there are barriers. Baniopopo Aquifer, Honolulu Aquifer, Anapali Aquifer. West Maui is one big cup. So whatever the water we're sending out, Wailuku water, Kihei, South Maui, that's all coming from West Maui, right? What the fuck on stars? Wow. The tourist came. Mahalo you guys for your time. Thank you. I'm not gonna get out of control, man. But I'm all you guys for your time. Can you guys just act on all interests in cities loud and clear? Fuck tourism. It's done nothing for our resources and for us. All you locals, native Hawaiians, whoever generational families here, what has tourism did for our resources? Not a fucking. Might have put you guys into your family into work, great. But it's substandard pay. Nobody in a hotel can work and afford to live on one income. It's unfair. You guys think of these budget plans and moving forward. Think of us first, the locals. Think of the displaced families. Fuck tourism. They've done nothing for us. All of the hotel room tax goes through the state, nothing comes to us. Yeah. Guess retirement is a
Hello, my name is DeAndre. Going to these meetings a lot, non-stop, since the fires, to have our voices heard and try and see what's going to come out of all of this, in our opinions. And this is the first time I've had the good fortune of presence, so being out here in Europe. I second what Uncle Jeremy said, fuck tourism. I also quit all of my work related to tourism because I'm not going to support an economy that doesn't support us. For so long, we're like indoctrinated into this mindset that we need to work in tourism. If not that, then it's construction. And we're talking about budget cuts and not enough money, but there's abundance of money out here, like non-stop. That's why everyone wants to open up their business in West Maui. Why there's a new chartering company out here every year. There's so much tourist activities, farm tours, like there's so much abundance of money out here. All you gotta do is take it from tax the hotels higher, tax the tourism industry higher, and feed it into our community, into our county departments, rather than it getting shipped offshore to line the pockets of corporations. Put it all into the budgets of the county departments that are getting cut and slashed, and they're suffering already. And on top of that, we should be inspiring our community to want to work in our county. Re-educating, showing them the possibilities, job fairs that aren't bullshit. You know what I mean? And then, I also want to talk about Wahikuli being tied into one line, because that knocks out two birds with one stone. Not enough. Most of those people are going to have to, all those people have cesspools, right? They have to upgrade to septic tanks, but they can't afford that. Their insurance is going to pay them enough for to rebuild and to implement septic tank. To tie everything into the county line. And I'm not educated enough to know how that all works. But based on what Uncle Kai said, we also get to reclaim water that way. That's two birds, one stone. But one more thing I'd like to address is if there's anything in the budget to advertise these meetings. You know, where's the live stream so that everybody who can't be here? I'm fucking live streaming right now. Oh, it is live stream. Oh, cool. Sorry. But we could have a higher quality live stream. I know that kind of sucks. You know what I mean? We have a high quality live stream so everybody can tune in. We advertise what time it's going to be. This meeting is at the same time as another one. We have to pick and choose which one we're going to go to. The Old Wallow meeting regarding Counsel. Okay. I don't know what I'm talking about then. But I would know if you guys had informed us. Inform the community. There should be a way bigger turnout here. But nobody knows. But that's all I have to say.
Susie Victor.
One, mayor, staff. I've been here. I did lose everything. Do work in the, but we're all trying to plan. Want to plan for our futures. But we got to live in the present. And this is the present. This is the present. Visitors on one side, and then on the other. This is a comparison. We're trying to smile, but we're dying inside. Welcoming the tourists, right? I'm sorry, but kind of too soon. I just feel like it is. It's that we're feeling. You can see this. Visitors are on the left column and the locals the right. So this is their mask, this is our mask. This is their suit, this is our suit. This is their map, where to go snorkeling. This is our map, the burn zone. And then, of course, their vehicle, a Thun, maybe convertible, Jeep, and this is our vehicle. Because we're ongoing to another funeral almost every weekend. You go to the other side, Kahului, like nothing ever happened. You come back here, this is how we feel. And the plan from, but this is.
At this time, we are opening it up to. Come on up, sir.
Hey guys, my name is Christensen. With the stroke of a pen, could have changed the law. Could have drawn the short-term rentals that comes that could have been changed in 2.7 seconds. Because that's not the case, and because we're here right now and tourism is flooded in, we're in a different boat altogether. Time is of the essence. We don't have it. Right? How do we save money? How do we get rid of red tape? Well, long-term solution, the interest rates, 7% has to be down, or 8%. Ask the federal government, reach out to them. Whatever you need to do is to get a loan. It's like, what, 8 times more expensive, the monthly mortgage. That's, that does not help us rebuild. It does not help us get into our houses. The other thing is, you guys are the problem. We are the problem, all of us. We're all in this together. We all need to be successful. How do we save money? Gotta work hard. Every single one of you here, guys on the top. Hard work, 12 hours a day. I know. 6 hours a day during times of tragedy. Red tape goes away the harder you work. Don't push it. The next day. Work hard. That guy can be successful. I only say that in lobbying all of our communities. That's what I always joke about this. What's a half day? 12 hours. That's a lot of time. Every single day, I took up with this. Beginning, I put in to the community, self-funded, making things happen, call it fairy dust, but we have to do it because we, for the people, by the people. Always. And when we talk about housing, where money has to go, creativity, utilize the community for their assets. That's smart individuals in our community. They're not the guys that have all the money, whatever construction company it is. This guy's on the ground right now. Have solutions. Tiny homes. Put it in the backyard of people's houses that are housing so many people. The other day, gave 3/10 away for a family that housing 30 in their yard. These are real things that are happening. We have 6,000 people in hotels right now. But what happened to the other 16,000 people? Think about that for a second. They're all over the place. They're dispersed. Mainland, in people's backyards, family, friends. Creative solutions out there that we can come together, make happen. Get out of your offices. Go look. There's tons and tons of opportunity out there. All be successful. That's all I got for you guys tonight. Mahalo nui.
Thank you.
Wait. Shane, for you. Waikuli, the tie-in that Lotto was talking about. Cannot build houses. Yeah, we get big lots over there, 10,000 plus square feet. They can build ohanas, they can build multi-dwellings up there. But the cost to put in their septic in each field. Number one, the each field with land for them to develop. Number two, cost to put in that septic system per dwelling grows exponentially. Starts off at something like $40,000. Get, let's say, 3 dwellings on one unit on one property. That's actually $90,000. I believe the county 10 plus years, they dug up Waikuli and Fleming Road land, correct? I think if my brain is weary, but why can't the county finish that without the homeowners burden? Let them run the septic system now. Just tie back in to get home. The county does that work. Not penalize them for tying back into their septic. Oh, now. He's got to get on target. Bunch of When I remember, I'll come back.
Anything?
Thank you. Is there anyone else?
Hello, my name is Cornela. Again, mahalo from. Advertise or post it or share it more. With the communities in the different groups. That you can get more. Our community. First off, housing obviously is a big issue. We're hoping that short-term rentals are a viable solution and provide stability for our community. It's hard to be in the hotels, For myself, I came from a multi-generational. And we had about 13 people in our house, and we're all I had an auntie that went and checked on our houses, looked at it. She spent her last day in Lahaina, looking at all of our family homes. Got a stroke the next day. There are a lot of mental health. Just anybody who understand and know the diverse cultures that make up our community. Just figure out, I feel like the biggest thing our community needs is we need communication. Are we going to get kicked out on November? Does American Red Cross, because the hotels and properties are telling us, you guys are out on the 30th, and Red Cross is telling us, oh no, you guys are covered. So that's mentally exhausting. On top of that, you have to go, it's hard to check on people, that you want to make sure that when you knock on their hotel room, they answer. Did they make it another day while you're dealing with your own stuff? And then you have your kids. Do I send my kids to school? It's not. They have to make sure that they have socialization, that they can heal and get through this, because it's hard for them to watch us adults go through the motions every day. It's a full-time job to deal with everything that we have to do. That is a fire. It's one thing after another. It's phone call after. We're trained. And the community really needs strong leadership right now to come forward. Like, hey, you guys are solid till December. Don't worry about the house. Enjoy your Thanksgiving. Enjoy your Christmas. Now we're just sitting and waiting. When are we going to get kicked out? That's the biggest thing. How are we supposed to move forward with their life and expect people to go to work and service? We have no solid foundation right now. How do you build a life like that? How do you help your kids navigate when this is our reality? So, with that information, I hope that the people who have the power to make a difference and put our community. No, I'm not saying that. I'm not for the tourism industry right now. To be quite honest, it's getting really hard to be. We're posted on a publication. We're educating people. There's a lot of people who are curious. What's going on? Why are you guys down here? How can we help? And that's great. But then you have some people that don't come down there. You see them in the hotels, and you ride the elevators with them, and you stand in line for your food from Red Cross, and they're taking pictures and videos of you and your kids. Be overprotective and be like, hey, don't do that shit. Like, this is over. Ripped off a band-aid and made a wound even bigger. I know this is an unpopular opinion, but I'm sorry, shut tourism back down. Lahaina has to get shut back down. Because on November 30th, the 6,700 people across 35 properties who are waiting to see what's the solution? Where are they going to go? If you guys can at least tell us, hey, no, you guys are solid until February, don't worry about it. Or is it, we have no idea, we have no solution? What can you guys tell us to reassure our families that we're going to be okay? So,
Thank you, Pauline. Is there anyone else that would like to step up and testify?
long line of proud to be part of this community. Just a few things, maybe some out there for you. I think a big part, I just want to echo what my community has shared so far. The amount of this is transparent. We don't get a lot of that, and I think that that being said, along with the transparency, I think it's time for county to take a gamble. I feel like what we've been doing, we've all had that uncle or auntie, grandpa or grandma that's had the same job over and over again. It's running. Is it great? No, it's not. And I feel like that's what we've been doing. Band-aid this, band-aid that. And I feel like if our departments can take the gamble on certain things, like I want to advocate for our county workers across the board. And I feel like, I know that has to go through collective bargaining and whatnot, but if all of our departments are aware of how big of a discrepancy in pay there is, maybe you guys can talk to your employees and really hear them out, because I've seen just with my own eyes just turnover after turnover. You have young men and young women that have amazing talents that can work in water departments. They can pull a pump apart and put it back together with their eyes closed, but they're deciding to work at the hotel because they'll get $6 more an hour and the same benefits. Maybe they'll get a few blackout dates that they can't take off, but they get the same thing and more. And so I feel like if we take the gamble, I know the budget is a big thing. We gotta watch our money and whatnot, but why not take the gamble? Take the gamble, invest our money in our county workers, in our community here, because then you'll increase your applicant pool. You have better applicants that can staff our departments with even better people, and the output will be even greater. And then we can in turn have a community to better serve our tourism industry. Right now we're working backwards. It's that bundle job, like I was saying, putting a band-aid on it to service and output that we can't get because we're not well equipped to do. So I feel like if more of this can happen, more of this conversational kind of meetings and just informational meetings to hear us out, maybe we can plan for that. But I would just suggest on the budget side, take a gamble on areas that maybe you don't normally want to jump to, maybe a chance. I don't know. I feel like said in the last meeting at the West End, the definition of insanity is you over again expecting a different result. And until we try something different, to keep going around. Very proud to be a part of this community, county, and I just want to see us do better and help our community because we've suffered enough and they're continuing to suffer. If you guys ever get the chance to drive all the way out to Kaanapali, just take the time, take it all in, because we not only have to see all of that every day, a lot of us go to work, so service ourselves and other people is get a little tired, so no.
This is the first time I've been in. So, think about your department now. My name's Septic. I'm one of the survivors. So I lost 8 friends. And it's a budget problem. The budget problem that you didn't address from 2018, when I saw that fire come down the mountain to about 75 feet away from Maui. The wind was screaming right toward, I left when I saw the tree blow up. There was no fire department there. There was nobody there when I left. The whole place was burned. I thought for sure it was gone. The wind was coming right at me, 60 miles an hour. I thought it was gone. I came back the next day. One house had burned down, and all the other houses was okay. And I thought, how is that possible? And then my friend told me, who lives across the street next to the house that burned down, one county water truck was driving down the road 2:30 in the morning, saw that first house burning. And he turned in and emptied the whole 4,000 gallons onto that. If he hadn't done that, Lahaina would have burned. So, my question is, from 2018 to now, why didn't you even why brush fighting trucks that they could actually use to fight these brush fires? And also, it's not the fire department's fault. They don't have the resources. But when I left Colorado at 1:15 in the afternoon, the fire truck was right there, 3 of them. I had to go to the dentist, which was stupid, but anyway, when I came back at about 2:33, they were coming by me going back to the group. I thought, all right, must be okay. I come around the corner, but fast in the whole place. Not needing one person to watch the place that in the morning had. That's like violating firefighting 101. You know, in hurricane force winds, that was way worse than hurricane. Things that budget has a big deal with. And there is money here, like everybody says. I'm staying in like a $750 to $2,500 a night room. That's what it says on the door. $45 parking, $60 a night for the meals. Been there 3 months now. Where's that money going? I mean, that's like $75,000. You know, are they getting that money? Are the shareholders getting that money? What is the price that FEMA, the state, and the counties are paying for those rooms? And why can't we just offer it to us and say, hey, yeah, you can stay in the room if you like, but here, we'll give you this money, you can buy a tiny home. And, you know, these all are common sense. And, you know, I'm 72. I lived there all my life. And, you know, this is unbelievable systemic failure. Federal, state, county, landowners, HECO, all of them. So, anyway, just kind of, I wasn't going to testify tonight. I'm here actually filming for Frontline. So all of this stuff is going to be national. You're not going to be able to hide what happened. It's going to come out. There's so many people working on it. It's going to come out. And the tourists on the mainland are going to start making decisions not to come here. And it doesn't matter if you open up all the hotels. You know, people are watching. So do the right things. Oh.
Thank you. Is there anyone else that would like to testify? Okay, at this time, our council member, Carlton.
Bring up a few.
Adult daycare for West Maui. Redemption for West Maui. The calls about and one other thing, water resources was high value. The water department was in the like above the top. Mr. Aaron Stouch, the staff for the Seaworm, said that that time 500,000 to 900,000 gallons. And if you just file for a change of use permit or something and the pipe in, the county could have that water with no electricity, gravity fed. Just wanted to put that on your radar because, you know, all of the housing that we, and that was a suggestion from, I don't know the details. He was hoping you're gonna come because I'm not an engineer, but I just would urge you to get water for the county for West Maui.
One more.
My name is Tanis Watson. But it is true. Every time I have to go now to the bank, I walk around tonight. It's nothing. That's it. That's the sewers. Waikui, there's approximately 200 that are still on large capacity. Federal government's been on the county's case. Last 40 years, we've had assessed and people tell me that not going to be an easy fix. And it's gravity fix from neighbors. So if there ever was a time, obviously it is now, but we do have access to different property because the infrastructure is between. So I take that as when you think of 250 homes and anywhere from $80,000 a pop, you're looking at billions of dollars that you would want to have up to the city. So if you're going to assess us, do it now. Don't make us pay for a septic system that's only going to then come back later and reassess us again. Thing which should have been done years for whatever reason, budget not having the will to just what this is what my fight is right now. All of us that lost our homes are insured. That's don't need to keep restating that, but it is correct. The insurance is not going to cover any of those type of improvements. So none of these people are going to have the money to begin with. The county is going to have a budget. We're moving. We're looking at the hard numbers, let alone the time. Just looking at the hard numbers. If you want us to stay, have to make that possible. And since we do have time, because the cleanup will take a while, have time to develop Lahaina, but irregardless of how it's developed, the infrastructure has to come now. And then we can decide what Lahaina needs. But in any way, the infrastructure. And the one thing I've seen over the last 40 years is that sometimes the different departments don't talk to each other. And because we have to deal with underground utilities, we're talking about maybe getting a secondary water line in so we can use the recycled water for irrigation. We don't need to build 3 different trenches here. And so I think that if we know that different departments are at least talking to each other, that would be a big help. That's part of the trans. That's what we're not getting. Thank you.
Thank you. Is there anyone else? Okay, at this time, I'm going to have you, if you still want to talk to our department heads, please step up and they can introduce themselves so if you know what department they are. They have their tags right by them. We want to thank you for coming up this evening and joining Sarah and myself and our budget team and our directors. I also want to take this time to thank Zeke Kalua for providing us with the sound system. Francis Powell for opening up the lines for our mayor so we can hold his budget community meeting. And all the people sitting there in the corners of us, from MEMA, our management agency, and then our security team for sticking with us here this evening. Anyways, Army Corps Engineers. Okay, so again, we just want to say thank you for joining us this evening. Please drive home safe, and thank you. Aloha.